Welcome back, all my 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ here with Tim's Nation, joined once again by Mr. Lane. And today we're taking a break from the super competitive lists, or the more competitive styles of things, to bring you a little twisted metal, vehicle on vehicle, the big boys, the hammers, the anvils, all that jazz. And dreadnoughts. And dreadnoughts. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do turn on that bell for notification and get notified on all the content we bring you here on the channel, including both of our lists and our list descriptions of what we're going to be bringing today. We will give you a quick rundown of the list, but if you want a more detailed explanation of what the heck we were thinking, you'll get it from you there. So, Lane, how you feeling about your vehicles that you're bringing today? You're not Deathwatch colored.
Listen, I played Deathwatch. They're Black Marines. I've decided that I'm going to smush the other two Space Marine chapters that have black armor into one. So I'm playing Iron Templars. I'm running the new Iron Storm Spearhead detachment. But I'm running as Black Templars so that I can get the multi-meltas and the Gladiator Lancers. So we're doing Iron Templars today.
Once again, Marines running something that begins with the letter I. Because that's the only letter in the alphabet when it comes to Marines.
It's the first one in the alphabet.
Aye, Captain. Yeah, the only alphabet. For me, I will be running Doom, and more Doom. And also bringing Zarek, the Silent King. We'll get over to that in a little bit here. And again, like I apologize before. I got a couple of things that didn't make it to the painting table because I think Lane can attest. I do put in a lot of work here with the editing and trying to get this stuff painted and building centipedes in very short time frame.
Right.
Oh, that was, I ended up buying 3 more of them, by the way. Got more centipedes to come to the channel. But I do apologize out there. I try my best to get at least a little bit of paint on these guys. Sometimes just run out of time with them. But again, some of this stuff is not stuff we would typically run. And I'm in the efforts of trying to get every single unit from the Necron Codex, at least on the channel one time. And Lane's just got a lot of toys.
I got a lot of toys and boys, yeah.
So speaking of the toys and boys, let's talk about what you're bringing today. Mr. Lane, what do you got?
All right, guys, this is the Iron Storm Spearhead detachment I'm taking. I'm running Black Templars as the Iron Storm Spearhead, just so I can put multi-meltas on some of the tanks. I paid the points for those, of course, but here we go. The list today is going to start off with 3 characters. We have one, the only thing that's not really WYSIWYG in the list, I've got one Phobos lieutenant that's going to be playing the part of a lieutenant with combi weapon today. He has the enhancement Master of Machine War. I've got 2 Tech Marines. They kind of smushed this data sheet together in the book now, so it doesn't matter if it's Firstborn or Primaris. I've got one of each model. We'll say the Primaris has the Target Augury enhancement, and then the Firstborn Tech Marine has the Adept of the Omnissiah enhancement. Then, as far as troops, we've got 2 squads of Eliminators with Last Vessels and the Instigator Bolt Carbine. We've got 1 5-man of the squads, the Scouts. This is kind of the newer layout for the Scouts, in that they just have 1 missile and 1 sniper rifle in there. Then we've got, as far as vehicles, I have 2 of the Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I've got 2 of the Ballistus Dreadnoughts. I have 2 of the Gladiator Lancers. And then I've got 1 Impulsor and 3 of the Whirlwinds. DJ, what are you bringing today?
And here we go. Here is my Necron vehicle detachment. Got some craziness and some stuff that I want to try out and some old fan favorites that I like to still bring here. So, starting out with the fan favorites and the ones that have been around, we had 3 Doomstalkers, the Triarch Stalkers making a comeback, as well as 1 squad of 2 Tomb Spiders. My single Technomancer with the Sovereign is going to be here. I have 2 3-man squads of Canoptic Tomb, the Scarabs, as well as 2 3-man squads of Tomb Blades. And, of course, the Never Leave Home Canoptic Reanimator. As far as the new guys go, I am bringing the Silent King. He is a vehicle, so he fits our theme. And give him a try out, since it'll be the first time I've used him in 10th edition. And the real big test, 2 Doom Scythes. Their big guns hopefully can land home and take some of Lane's vehicles off the field. And we'll see how they do, since Flyers have traditionally not been that good in 10th edition. So yeah, like I said, Flyers have not really seen a lot of play this edition. I know the Tau have been running theirs a little bit still, the Bomber, but I mean, I just haven't seen them have any real play.
They really just have to be there for damage output, unless they have some kind of transport ability, because they're limited on some of the things they can score. Can they hold primary objectives?
They cannot hold primary because their objective, either any way around it, even if there's some rule that says they can't, their objective control 0.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go with that. But you know what they can do? They can engage on all fronts.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Isn't that? So for these guys today, I'm actually going to be doing something I haven't done before, and I am actually picking my secondaries. I know. And I will be taking engage on all fronts and deploy teleport homers. Now, before anyone gets angry and says, what are you doing?
Bring it down, it's right there.
Exactly. I feel like that was too easy of an obvious choice. It would just be like, okay, I'm not trying to completely brutalize Lane so he goes home and takes his army and never wants to come back again. There's no point to that. You know, bring it down would be an easy 20. We could talk about that after the game, especially considering that, you know, as we've done our recaps in the past, maybe I won't take down that points. And it goes, oh, hey, you know what? Taking X or Y was a better choice. I think deploy teleport homers would be the one I'd swap out for bring it down in this scenario. But again, that's not a traditional way. And I feel like just for the overall spirit of Warhammer in the game, that's not really the way to go because you are going to be drawing your secondaries.
Yeah, that's the plan. No, I mean, we often play very competitively where we're playing, you're prepping for tournaments and that sort of thing. But this, I just wanted to show and try out the new Iron Storm Spearhead detachment so we can kind of see how that works with the enhancements and the stratagems and this Army Special Rule. And I didn't build my list intentionally just to score points. If I'm taking Space Marines to a tournament, they're going to have Inceptors in there and they're going to have a Calidus Assassin because those units are great at scoring points, but it doesn't really show off the rules for the new detachments for Space Marines. So I just wanted to bring this to kind of show how they work, bring a whole bunch of vehicles and have fun. So we kind of built our lists to be complementary in the sense they're not our arch competitive lists.
Exactly. And a lot of times, especially for myself, when I like to test out a unit or when I'm trying something, we may overwhelm our list with them by taking 3 units of it or 2 units and taking more than we typically would so we can get a valid test. So if one just completely lays an egg, you still have that other one to back it up to be able to make things happen with. So there is a lot of that going on with this list. So again, in that sense, I did want to take I didn't feel like drawing cards for my list would have panned out well at all. So I felt like I would try and just take the standard secondaries and get a feel for that and just picking them because I've never done that before. But again, I didn't want to completely stack it against you because that's not really fair for the overall theme. It's like, oh, hey, look, I won this game because, you know, and that's not, I don't want that asterisk. When I beat you, I want to beat you well.
No, thanks.
No, but all right. Well, there's only one thing left for us to do right now, and that's determine.
I did want to say we're in a weird position right now because GW leaked their points for Space Marines to a bunch of content creators, and so that's out there as what the points changes are, but we don't have them in a hard copy yet or don't have them on the app yet. So I manually adjusted everything for those points. So basically adding in points for the enhancements for the Iron Storm Spearhead and subtracting out points for all the points drops that have been there to get it. It should be at 2,000 points. I might be off by 5 points depending on whether they change the point cost of the Black Templar and Pulsar. So it's very close, but I did adjust the list so that it is taken into account the announced but not released points for Space Marines.
And I didn't do any of that because Necrons stayed the same. All right. Odd or even, my friend?
Even.
That's an odd. And it's pointing right directly for everyone there. All right. So I will make you deploy first, and we will be back after deployment. And we are deployed. So, Lane, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what we are doing today?
Keen-eyed viewer might notice that our deployment is Hammer and Anvil. So we've got set up as that. Our mission special rule is just minefields anytime we roll in advance. If we roll a 6 on the advance roll, the unit takes a mortal wound. And then our primary mission is priority targets. So this one you get 5 points for each objective you control, but only up to 10 each turn. But at the end of the battle, you also get 5 for each one you control, up to 15.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so the only thing left is to talk about a little bit what we're trying to do here. What craziness are we trying to pull with these deployments? So, Lane, why don't you talk us through yours first?
Sure. Well, I've got the whirlwinds in the back here. I have them kind of spread out a little bit so that if I do need to go investigate signals, they can move off and do that sort of thing. The Tech Marine has the enhancement that gives all vehicles within 6 inches of him lethal hits. So I'm going to be using that with the whirlwinds just to see if we can make them do a little extra damage now that we're not re-rolling wounds on our Oath of Moment target. Other than that, we've got a Ballistus Dreadnought in each corner so they can maybe get some firing lanes. We've got both Gladiator Lancers here. The Tech Marine is near them that has the enhancement that lets me 0 out a failed armor save. He's also near the Redemptors here. And I've got the Lieutenant there. He's got the enhancement that lets vehicles near him both advance and shoot and fall back and shoot. So I want to get those Redemptors positioned so they can start taking out targets. Really just want to start killing things because I know DJ's Armory has a lot of high-quality shots, and I don't want to be taking those shots in my face.
Alrighty. Now, for me, over here, we're just trying to get moving forward. So I don't like a lot of Lane's range and the fact that he has artillery that he's able to bring. So I need to get in a position quick to start threatening firing lane. So the king is right up on the front line, so he can move in there and start to go left, go right, go center, go to work mostly. And the Doomstalkers, to again be able to pick up some of the firing lanes, so we're able to pick up 3 good lanes to the left, to the right, or right up the center with them and then boost off the king. We're putting a lot of power behind them until the Doomslice arise. As far as my Tomb Blades, I got them on both. One of them hiding in the back to keep late in the game, as well as ones over here with the Scarabs as well on the left and right to try and be able to run into the center for my own secondary, since I am stacked on this one. The nice thing with this for engaging all fronts is, since we have the way the table quarters are set up, it helps me a little bit. But with Lane having so much size with his vehicles, it's gonna be tough for me to get back there for engaging all front points. But at least it's a nice, easy one that if I need to, I can just swing a single Scarab in there and call it a day. So that's going to be that. Oh, and then the Spiders and Reanimators hanging out in the middle doing Spider and Reanimator things. All right, so Mr. Lane, what are you feeling? You want to go first or second in this one?
I could take either one. I have some shots, so if I go first, I might be able to pick up a vehicle or two. But of course, going second lets you move out there and get a little closer to me and give me more targets of opportunity.
I mean, I really want to go first. I will say that right off rip. I definitely would love to go first in this matchup. All right, let's let the dice decide. Well, the dice didn't decide that very well.
Again.
Let's try that again. Oh,
that's my 6.
That is. So Lane will be going first. But wait, we have a bunch of scout moves. So let's get these scout moves done first, and we'll give a quick recap, and then Lane will take his turn. All right, so real quick, the only thing that happened was Lane moved his scouts up in the center. So if he got anything for his secondaries, I wasn't able to get any easy overwatch as he moved up onto it. And that was it. I kind of kept my units all staying where they were because they were defensively. The Tomb Blades are in decent position. And they were set up that if I went first, then I could rush them out there and get them on objectives early. So, all right, Lane's going to take it at lead and take the first turn.
All right, guys, we are going for it. We are moving forward. So my secondaries are Assassinate, which I don't think I'm going to get this turn, and then Secure No Man's Land, which is just hold at least 2 objectives in No Man's Land. So we are out there. So already taking advantage of some of my enhancements. The Tech Marine that's on the bottom floor here, he has the enhancement that lets the Lieutenant lets everybody that's within all vehicles within 6 inches can advance and shoot, or advance and fall back. So all those vehicles advanced, and nobody rolled a 6, so that Lieutenant's giving them the ability to shoot after having advanced. This Tech Marine can 0 out 1 failed armor save per battle round, so he's there to kind of protect at least 0 out 1 of the shots we're going to take here. Scouts moved up. They are securing No Man's Land. And then the Whirlwinds just stay where they're at, so they can put out some shots. Impulse are scooched up to get on the objective. And then the Ballistus Dreadnoughts move forward a little bit. This one doesn't have any eyes on anything, but this one can see the
Triarch Stalker.
Doom Stocky Boy.
Triarch Stalker.
Yawn Spider over there. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm
not a spider. He only has 6 slaves.
Going to do some shooting, see if we pick some stuff up. Oh, my Alpha Moment target is the Reanimator. I want it to go away. All right, so turns out Gladiator Lancers are still good, guys. We did pick up the Reanimator with one of the Gladiators, and then what picked up the Triarch? Oh yeah, the Ballistus Dreadnought did his work, shot downtown.
Couldn't buy an Invuln.
Picked up the Spider, and then the other Lancer picked up the Scarabs.
Because that's a good use of that tank's firepower, to fire at Scarabs.
Yeah, I figured going into the Silent King might kind of be useless at this point, so I was just trying to pick up some of his scoring
It could
units.
have backfired on you, because if you would have killed one Manure and that's it, I could have reanimated it, brought it back, and then taken a free round of shooting right back at the gladiator for 1 command point.
Well, guess what, sir? I have the same rule where I can shoot back at you.
Well,
anyways, Whirlwinds just picked up the rest of that Scarab squad and then a couple Scarabs over here. So just killed the Reanimator, the Spider Stalker guy, and 1 squad of Scarabs, and leaving this squad of Scarabs down to 1 base. That's it. So I do get 5 for securing No Man's Land. Nothing on Assassinate. I'm going to discard that one for the points, and we'll go on to DJ's turn.
All right, so here we go. So I drew nothing because I'm playing mine stacked. So I'm going to try and remove the gladiators this turn. And Lane is going to be able to zero out 1 of my hits, so I'm in position to bring all of the hate. I chose for the reroll to hit into wound rolls of 1 off of my Doomstalker, well, off the Silent King for my Doomstalker. So the back 2 are going to be getting that, as well as the spiders that are nearby. I rushed into the center, and I'm going to complete the secondary in the middle so I can score my points on this and try and have the spiders pick up those scouts and get them out of my area, out of my way. Oh, moving over into, on this side, though, we position the king to be able to charge that gladiator tank right up in the front, and we're going to try and shoot down the one in the back and see how this goes. And then over here, I did reanimate 1 Scarab, and I'm going to move him up there and try and charge the tank so I can at least get engage on all fronts on that side as long as I get enough of a charge to be able to make it around to the other side. I'm getting real close. Should not be too much of an issue, but you know what? Famous last words there. All right, come back after the shooting and wish me luck. Here's where it is. This is where my hopes and dreams lie. So sadly, I wasn't able to pick up the gladiator, and the shoe dropped it to 2 wounds.
Sadly, I was very happy, especially because I spent 2 CP to give him both Armor of Contempt and Pop Smoke on him. So he was
and then another command point to shoot back.
Yeah, and I spent a CP to shoot back, so I picked up 1 of the Minears off of the Silent King. The weird thing with that strat is the vehicle that you're using on has to get below half strength, so I actually could not have done it to the Doomstalkers that were shooting me. I had to wait until the Silent King shot and actually got me below half. But
Doomstalkers did fairly well. The back 2 were able to get a high amount of hits. The front 1, he laid an egg. So that's where it kind of came in. But you know what? That's dice. That's dice, baby. Got him down to 2 wounds. I know he's going to heal a little bit. How much does he heal?
D3.
D3? Okay. Yeah. So at least he's in danger point. And the spiders were able to pick up some of these scouts in the middle. Mm-hmm. So that's nice. And we are going to, we're going to move over into the charging and see if the king can't hit this gladiator and hurt it. Lane is able to fall back and shoot, so it's not like I'm going to be tying him up. But at least we can try to, try and do some damage to this guy over here. Okay, so we are definitely in some danger right now. The king, everything just could not finish. Left this one at 2 wounds, and the king left this one at 1 wound. So that's not going to be a very pretty turn where all 3 of these can face down the king next turn. So that's going to be, I'm not looking forward to it. May my 4-ups be true. May my 4-ups be true. And then over here, I tried and knew that the Scarabs were going to get killed. So I blew one of them up, rolled a 5, and I get +1 versus vehicle. So did 5 mortal wounds, D3 +3, to this little tank there. So hopefully that matters later on in the game, maybe. But that was about it. So I will actually, though, score 3 points on Engage on All Fronts. Mm-hmm. No, 2 points on Engage on All Fronts, because I picked it. 2 points on Engage on All Fronts, and I will deploy Teleport Homer in the center and get that. So now we will move over into Lane's turn 2, hopefully not too devastating, so I can get my planes on the table to hopefully do some work.
All right, so my secondaries are deploy Teleport Homers and behind enemy lines. So this Impulsor fell back from the Scarab, and the 2 different Eliminator squads got out, so they've got eyes on the Doomstalker, so they'll be able to shoot and then move afterwards and score me behind enemy lines. These 2 little scouts here would have been great for doing deploy teleport homers, but they failed their battle shock test. So they're just going to shoot the Tomb Blades that are in front of them, and the Redemptor had to move over so he can do the action. This Redemptor moved up so he can do some work. He will either he's either going to punch the Silent King or maybe get into some of these Doomstalkers here. We'll see what happens there. And then we're all ready to just blast the Silent King because we've picked him as our oath target. He's a vehicle, so we can still shoot him even though he's in engagement range. And yeah, that's it. We'll see if we get some work done there as well. So yeah, I'm going to do some shooting.
All right, so it looks like we're trying to incorporate some dice rolls here. So we're going to be doing the Silent King. He's getting facing off. Now he's -1 to hit since I am in engagement range. And yeah, that's about all I got going for me. 4-up invuln. I am still slightly in range for my 6-up feel no pain. So we'll have to see. Hopefully that'll be enough. Lane, which ones are you going to be? What are you going to be firing first? What are you looking at?
I'm going to do the Lancer that is in engagement range with him. He's on the bottom bracket, and he's already -1 to hit anyways, so he's just going to be -1 to hit.
Is he bottom bracket, or is it reduces ballistic skill? I thought it reduced their ballistic skill.
No, it's just -1 hit. It's weird because it doesn't stack with other things. It doesn't change your ballistic skill.
All right.
So we're just going to hit Silent King on 4s, but he is our oath target, so we're re-rolling both of these thanks to oath.
1 hit.
2 hits.
All right.
Strength bazillion, so 3s. Re-rolling one of these with the thing. Nope. So you got 1 wound.
1 wounded AP a bunch out of box. Hey, saves it. 4-up invuln.
D3 from the missile. 3 shots.
That's not blast?
Nope.
Okay.
And you have 4s. Oath.
Oof.
1 anti-fly 2-up. So looking for that.
Oh.
I can re-roll another wound with because of the mission thing. So yep, that's 1 because of the iron hands.
So 1.
Yep.
AP.
-1.
-1. So 3-up. It takes it.
Just 2 damage.
Just 2 damage. Takes it. Okay.
Multi-meltas. Oath a moment. 2 hits. You said strength 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do need.
Didn't you already re-roll the wound on the last cannon on him, though?
So I get 1 re-roll for the army rule for Iron Storm Spearhead.
Yes.
And then the Gladiator Lancer gets another re-roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little. They're stacking, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to roll 2 wounds.
Gotcha.
These ones I just need 5s. No re-rolls on this though. Nothing there.
All right.
It was a multi-melta. And then the Storm Bolters. This is where we get the work done. Storm Bolters in your
how many
face.
times I've lost Drago to Storm Bolters. It's crazy.
Okay, that's a no.
All right, I'll take that. All right, so now we're going to do another Lancer.
I'm going to do. Yeah, we'll do the other. No, we're going to do the Ballistus Dread now. Sorry, I had to think about it. Ballistus Dread hitting you on 4s.
1 hit.
Your Oath of Momented.
1 hit.
1, 3 to wound you.
Fails.
1 reroll because of the army thing.
Yep.
So that's another. That's a wound with a Ballistus Las Cannon.
Saves it.
Caracular missiles.
After my first turn, I needed something.
1 wound with a crack missile.
AP.
AP2.
AP2. So cover. So 3-up. I'm going to spend a CP on a reroll because that's D6 damage, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still takes it.
3. It does. Oh, I guess you got real thing. 3.
Yep. And I'll stop 1. So my rock lives with 1 wound remaining still.
It's 2 Storm Bolters. Come on, Storm Bolters. Come on, Storm Bolters. Nothing.
Yay. That's what I like. And now the grand finale. You got the one last Lancer.
No, sir. I'm going to have that Dreadnought fire.
Okay.
So the Lancer hopefully will do the work on the Silent King. Dreadnought's going to fire. So we'll start with his Macroplasma. No, we'll start with the small shots because 1 wound left on the. Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. So
Onslaught Gallon.
Are you overcharging or anything?
No, I don't know yet. Onslaught Gallon.
Oh, okay.
Small shots first. So I'm hitting you on 4s. That was a terrible roll. A little bit better. And then so he's 5.
So you need 6s.
I get 1, and this is a Gatling, so it is a dev wound.
Okay, damage.
1.
Feel no pain.
You jerk. How dare you, sir?
Now, will you overcharge?
Storm bolters.
Still needing 4s.
Oh.
6s. 1.
1.
Ugh.
You fail it.
There goes the rock.
And then, yeah, so macroplasma gets us up to 3 damage. Yeah, we'll overcharge.
All right.
D6 plus 1 shots. Ooh. That's going to be 7 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting you on 4s. Oh, 3 rolls.
Oh, man.
Oh, dear. I think I still need, let's see.
5s, probably.
Yeah, it's only strength 9. You say
Okay.
you're T10.
Yeah.
So I still need 5. No rerolls here. So just cold 5s. I got 1. So
1.
that fixed that, didn't it?
Saves it.
Another 6.
And then I will spend a command point to activate the resurrection stratagem.
Okay.
Since you killed the model. And I will get 2 plus 1 because I have a character. So I'll get 3. So I get my rock back with 3 wounds. And that's it. That's all. Okay. So, yeah. Gladiator Lancer. I know. I know. It hurts. It hurts.
All right, yeah, other Lancer then. Might as well try the small shots first. The D3 missile shots. Yeah, so 2. This guy's actually hitting on he's hitting on 2s because he got the +1 from the Tech Marine to hit, and he stayed still, so he got +2.
Okay, so you're gonna go. Okay, cool. Hitting me on 2s.
Yeah, these are the missiles then. 2 hits. These are anti-fly 2-up. You got 2 of them there. Just neg 1.
So still 2-ups because yep, doesn't matter.
Stop drawing 6s.
I'm just advertising for the channel, man.
Oh, the multi-meltas. Both hits.
Mm-hmm. No. Probably want to save it for last cannon. That's heavier damage.
I'll reroll 1 of these. No. Okay. And then the old big laser cannons. Both hit.
1.
Yeah,
and then
reroll 1 of those. Still just 1.
So just 1.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, I needed that. Oh, I needed that so much.
What a revolting turn of events.
6 the 6. Oh, I needed that so bad.
Well, I'm glad we decided to record this one.
It for what can shoot into the king, right?
Correct. There's no other shooting into the king.
All right.
My dice were cold. DJ's dice were hot. Yeah, I killed the one Mynheer, and then he spent a CP to bring it back because Necrons cheat at 40k, guys. You heard it here first. So, yeah, that's the state of the Silent King. He's still very much alive. So, other than that, all the shooting that went into him didn't do a whole lot. I did pick up one of the Doomstalkers over here, thanks to some work from the Las Fusils that got out of the Impulsor shot and then got to move again. And then the Whirlwinds finished him off. And then we did finish off these guys in the middle here, the Tomb Blades. I'm going to charge that Silent King with a Redemptor Dread and see what happens. So I did tank shock on the way in here, picked up with a Mynheer, and then did some work on the Silent King. Ended up getting 8 damage through. And although DJ spent the CP and then he did heal the Silent King back with the reanimation protocols. And of course, the Silent King finished off the Gladiator that he's in combat with. So pick that up. And that is the end of my turn there. I do get 5 on behind enemy lines. I have 2 units behind enemy lines. The Eliminator's over there. And then I did have a Redemptor Dread do the action in the middle for deploy Teleporter Homer. So I got 8 on the secondaries. On to DJ's turn.
All right. So a little mistake I made with it. Because Lane charged and was able to kill my rock with the charge.
The tank shock.
The tank shock.
That happened in the charge phase. And you can't do your reanimation protocols in the charge phase.
So I actually messed that one up. So we went and readjusted it, putting me back down to a lower wound count. And then I reanimated for D3. And the only thing left is my Techno's going to heal for D3 that I forgot to do there. But we'll take care of that in a second. So I'll probably get like 2 wounds back. He'll be at 11, 12, or 13 in the end. Moving on with the movement phase. So this turn I'm electing to really not score any secondaries and try and do a little more work elsewise, as we brought the Doom Scythes on the board. And downfield, we have still a good amount of guns. We got this Ballistic Dread, we have a Gladiator that's beat up pretty good, and we have this Redemptor in the center. Plus, we still have a Technomarine that can zero out one of these failed wounds. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and we're just going to try and shred this entire corner and then play it out from there. If I can remove some of the weapons over there, it will play out well for me later into the game. So then we fell out of this corner, which is why I'm not going to get the engage this round, and moved over here with my Tomb Blades to take this objective marker. There's one possible hope to score engage on all fronts, and that would be if I'm able to kill this Redemptor Dread, who is not within range to get the ignore to zero out a wound. If I can kill him with some shooting, then the Silent King could possibly charge that Gladiator tank and yeah, move up the field a little bit further to get me engaged on all fronts. So there's a possibility there. It's kind of a slow one. Over here, the spiders moved out. They're going to try and shoot, finish off the rest of those scouts, and might charge in and tank shock into this Dreadnought. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out. But that's realistically, that's what I'm looking at for this turn. We'll see how it goes. Wish me luck, guys, and be back. I think we'll do roll some shooting dice. We'll see how these Doom Scythes can do. So we did some work in all the weird ways. Tried to hit this Dread with the Doom Scythes, and Doom Scythes absolutely failed miserably. Both of them were not able. They did more off their Tesla than they did off the Doomsday cannon. So hopefully, though, we did enough damage that maybe they'll get to see some more time. Especially since we did drop this Dreadnought here down to 4 wounds. And over here, we got this Dreadnought here down to 3 wounds. So they're in good position to be able to try and pick them up. We still have these ballistas in the corner, though, that possess a very, very heavy damage las cannon and whirlwinds that can do damage from range. So Lane still controls that aspect of it, and he also is in my zone, all up over in the corner. So we got some charges to make. We're going to bring these spiders in against this Dreadnought in the middle and try and finish him off. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm strongly considering charging this Doomstalker just to tank shock and try and do some damage before you can punch my king. But I don't think that's the best option. I think the king just needs to do his job and finish off the Dread, but we'll see how it goes. So some may be wondering why these Doomstalkers suddenly moved up. That's because I decided to charge with them. Just wanted the fling a couple extra attacks in there just on the hopes and prayers that I might have been able to kill that Dreadnought where it was at. Obviously, they did nothing, but this king nearby was helping him out a lot too. However, the king was the one that ultimately finished off the Dread, and couldn't make a 4-up. He's down to 7 wounds, sadly, so he's in danger point, especially with this Dreadnought looming and this artillery basing back here. So it's going to be interesting if the king's able to survive. Over here, I blew up a Scarab again. Didn't have as much luck. Only just did 1 damage. Flipped him. And then, yeah, that was basically... Oh, spiders crashed and bashed and took out a Dreadnought. So that's going to be it for my turn. I didn't get anything on secondaries this turn, so I was trying to clean some stuff up. Yeah, you engage. Oh, no, you're not in this corner. Nope, okay. I am not, and I wasn't able to get over here. The plan was if I was able to kill the Dreadnought, but a mistake I made was the blasters are blast. So I was not able to shoot those into combat, and that kind of weakened me up. So we're kind of wheeling. We're going this way, and we'll see how this plays out. Lane's got some characters there that can probably punch a little bit. And yeah, we'll be back after Lane's turn.
All right, my secondaries are extend battle lines and defend stronghold. So I think I can probably do that pretty easily. But I want to kill things. I'm so upset that some of my things have been killed. I want to kill things in response.
It's usually your line, and then I go and say, all right, I'm going to start shooting stuff.
So my oath target is this flyboy here, one up front. I'm going to try to kill the Silent King without Oath of Moment. I'm also going to try to kill these spiders. I think I'm being a little overly ambitious here, but we're going to go for it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully DJ just files all the 4-ups on the Silent King. But I'm going to throw some dice and we'll be back. I was way too ambitious, guys. Didn't really do anything to the Silent King. He is still at 7. I don't think I did any damage to him. The Ballistus totally whiffed into him.
Swing and a miss.
I did at least pick up the Doom Flyer.
The Doom Flyer.
I don't know. There's so many words.
The Scythe aircraft.
Picked up
Doom
one of these
Scythe.
spiders, and that's about it. My Tech Marine is going to charge the Silent King because of how angry
It's been
he
a
is.
weird game because weapons are so swingy. Like you hit and you do all these damage and then you roll 1, 1, 1. It's a very, very weird game. It's emotionally draining too. This is definitely an emotionally draining game. I do not recommend playing this many like swingy random weapons in your list.
Well, I think that's the way GW wanted 10th edition to be, is just swingy stuff. So that's what's really coming through. There have been some hot turns and some cold turns. But now my Tech Marine is angry because the vehicle that was near him got destroyed, so he's going to charge the Silent King. Probably die in the process, but at least he'll get to make some swings on him. Then that's really it.
Oh, hey, you picked up my Scarab too. Boltered the Scarab to oblivion.
I picked up a Scarab.
Hey, that's important. That was engaged on all
I did
fronts.
extend battle lines anyways, so I'll at least score secondaries. Hi guys, remember how DJ was just saying about swingy dice? Well, the Tech Marine, the 55-point Tech Marine, charged in and killed the Silent King who had 7 wounds left on him. Because, yep, the Tech Marine got his 7 attacks and finished him off. I did exactly 7 wounds. DJ failed all 3 of the 4-up invulns and failed all 7 of the field no pains. So it's been a weird game, guys. This has been a weird day. But we'll take it. We'll take the death of the Silent King. Makes me feel happy and makes this Tech Marine right here a champion. All right, guys, on to DJ's turn. I did score extend battle line, so I got 5 points there. And then I have defend stronghold, so I'll score those 3 points at the end of DJ's turn.
All right, so after a very, very disappointing turn, we're going to try and do some damage and hope that the dice are going to go in my favor right now because it's not looking very good. Pretty disappointed on losing the king like that. I was real excited to move with him into the next turn. I thought, hey, this puts me in this and still having a chance. But now losing him, I feel like we're just going to be fish in a barrel and we're going to start losing stuff. But we'll see. Where there's a will, there's a way. And well, we're gonna see if Billy isn't president here. So we moved the Scythe all the way down board so we can get engaged on all fronts and get a lot of targets with him. And then we moved the Stalkers into position, so I'm able to get engaged on all fronts there since now it's 3 inches out of center since I'm going after 4 quarters. And we're going to make this Tech Marine pay. But I'm not going to be too overzealous because there's other things that are a little more important going on. These Tomb Blades over here are going to move and try and take out some of these Eliminators just to try and reduce the las cannons on table and see what we can do from there. So let's do some shooting and see how this goes. This is going to be one of the most difficult games to base anything off of. The craziness continues. So the Tech Marine is dead, but not from the blasters. No, from the gauze and the Staff of Light from my Techno. So good job there. Over here, my blasters actually picked up the Dreadnought nicely. And then as we move over here down to this side of the field, the plane quickly eviscerated that Dreadnought.
Guess what? Flat, or not flat, but D6 plus 1 damage is pretty good when you roll a 5 and a 6 on your damage.
Right. And then over here, the Tomb Blades moved in and picked up 1 of the Eliminator squads. And Mr. Spider did 1 damage to the Whirlwind. So we're going to do some charges here and see if we can do a little bit of damage and try to continue out this turn. So this is so weird. This is a weird turn. Now remember, this lieutenant is on the bottom floor. Also remember, things that shouldn't do damage are doing damage. This is, I can't even.
You tank shocked that lieutenant on the way in.
I did. And he somehow did 2 wounds to a Doomstalker with like no stat profile.
Yeah, that lieutenant has a 5-up feel no pain, and he got a couple of those off and managed to stick around. He only took 3 wounds, and then did 2 wounds that actually got through on the Doomstalker. So it's a crazy game, guys.
I'm not surprised that he stuck around. I'm surprised he did the damage to the Doomstalker. Over here, my spider, he was able to pick up the scouts finally, and yeah, then we now we got
to resolve that.
Yep, we have actually one more combat that we have to resolve real quickly, and that is over here. So now, as you see, there you have the Tomb Blades over here, and nothing happened. So now nothing will, you can't go back in time. So nothing happened there, but they are tied up. So I was able to get 3 points on engage because I got the 4 table quarters this time, and picked up quite a bit of resources, but those whirlwinds are still around. So with how these dice have been, I mean, anything really can happen with these guys. All right, it's going to be over to Lane's turn, and we'll see how he answers back.
DJ wants me to hold the camera and show you how he overwatched and got 2 6s, and it's sustained D3 with, what is it, the Doom Fire?
The Doom Flyer. The Doom Scythe.
The Doom Scythe. Yeah, so he gets 2 plus.
So we got these 2 as hits, and then we're also going to get D3. So first one, additional 3. So there you go. And then this one, additional 2. There we go. And it's strength 16. So I need 3s to wound you. So we got 3.
Whatever.
6 wounds versus it.
AP 17, what is it?
AP 4.
Why is it AP 4?
Because it loves you.
I don't think it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I get D6 plus 1. And what's its wounds? That many?
Yeah, whatever. Okay. It does not explode.
And now we'll continue on. That happened, and I had to. I'm sorry, Lane. I had to.
You're not sorry. You're giggling. Okay, so the Doom Scythe has suffered for his arrogance. I did pick him up with a multi-melta from the Impulsor because we are Black Templar Iron Hands today, and my Impulsor had a multi-melta. Other than that, not a whole lot of damage done. This Doomstalker is still here with 3 wounds left. I put 2 whirlwinds into him, but just wasn't able to pick him up.
Involved for days.
So nothing on area denial, and got 4 points for bring it down. And now it is on to DJ's turn.
So we're at the point that the game is moving kind of quickly. So into my movement phase, moved the spider up towards the center. I reanimated 1 spider back, and then I moved up the center and got Overwatch in return for my 1 with 1 wound remaining. And now we're back down to just 1 spider. Charged in, and after a good amount of shooting, Armor of Contempt, this whirlwind is down to 2 wounds. And yeah, we healed up a little bit over here with the Technomancer, and then just kind of moved around into position. But unfortunately, we're not really able to fully capitalize this turn and get engage. I was hoping to finish off that guy and kind of maybe squirrel my way over there. I don't know. And then over here, we're just locked in this never-ending combat where I did 1 wound, and yeah, that's where that kind of goes. So we're going to move on to Lane's turn 5, and the good thing is he's only going to score 10, so maybe I can score a little bit extra on primary, but we'll see how that goes.
So my secondaries are Extend Battle Lines and Storm Hostile Objective. Can't really storm, as DJ is not controlling a whole lot of these. I fell back here. I moved with the Impulsor over here so I can shoot the spider. He is my oath target. I want to make sure he's gone. And then these 2 whirlwinds, we'll see what they're going to do in a minute here. I'll probably pick up those Tomb Blades. I'm just going to try to shut down DJ's scoring ability at the end of the game. Did manage to finish off the spider with a multi-melted doing 8 damage, and DJ made 2 feel no pain, so just killed him by 6. Then wasn't able to pick up the Tomb Blades here because, of course, I killed 2. Then DJ popped Reanimate, and then I killed 2 more. So that's the way it is when you shoot against Necrons. They just keep coming back. But, yeah, that's it. So I'm on this objective and then it's on to DJ's turn.
So with some heroic moves, we tried and got so far. But in the end, it really didn't matter. The Technomancer advanced to be able to get me some engage on all front points over here at the end of the late game. And then we moved the Doomstalkers up to tag the center objective, still being able to still get engaged on all fronts if we were able to get all 4. And this guy, he was feeling brave. So we did blow up 1 whirlwind with the Doomstalkers. And we took this whirlwind and dropped it down to 8 wounds in the hopes of possibly running this guy over, breaking him, and then with a tank shock, and then piling in to take the objective, dropping lane to a 0 at endgame. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. So in the end, I did get my 15 though, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Oh, and also we shot down these eliminators in a mild, with the only one that was in range to grab the objective marker was the one with a wound on it, which meant that I got to knock that 5 points off. But in the end, final score, Necrons, 67. What, Iron Templars?
Iron Templars.
Iron Templars, 85. All right, guys, check us out in the post game. We'll talk about all the reviews on this very, very wild, emotional roller coaster of a game.